him out. Okay, Michael. Hello, I'm your host. It is time for a late night with Clint. And boy, are we really using a village to put on tonight's show for you. I mean, we've got behind the scenes. We've got Michael doing the computer. We've got Addie, especially watching a dog. Not really. Lisa is working Instagram Live. Hello, Instagram Live. My mom is even helping us on the YouTube and the camera work. So she has done lots of stuff in the church before, but she's never been a camera operator to my knowledge. So good job on Sandy Johnson for that one. So it's going to be a great show tonight, as most of you know. At 8:15 tonight, we do have a special musical guest. That is the one, the other, Kashmir Williams. We are really excited about him. Those of you that attend Metropolitan Church, and if you just live around the Birmingham area, you're familiar with Kashmir and the amazing talents and gifts that he's been given, that God's given him, and with a guitar. And those of you who've been watching the live feed of our services at Metro in the last few weeks, I've always been screaming for and demanding more Kashmir. We need more Kashmir in our lives, and we were getting it with the cool shot that Pastor Andrew has given us. Let me tell you some things that you need to know about for tonight's show. First off, speaking of Pastor Andrew, I don't have it with me, but I'm going to be giving away a limited, very limited edition late night QUARENTIME live coffee mug. It is hot off the presses. I'm going to have it in my hands tomorrow. Thanks to Pastor Andrew, he did a great job designing it. It has the logo on the front and the back. So we are going to give one of those away tonight. Okay? So keep that in mind. We have that tonight. Also, we're going to be naming our second week late night QUARENTIME King and Queen. I'm telling you, that is the biggest tongue twister. Quarantine King and Queen. So we want to make sure that you get your nominations ready to nominate the King and Queen of Conclave and QUARENTIME live tonight. So be sure to get those nominations in. We'll be doing that soon. Baylor and Sydney, you have done a great job in serving us as Conclave royalty, but your time has come to an end this week. But we will see what happens tonight. Next week, we should be going back on Sunday nights at 8 o'clock. We had some internet issues at where we were last night, but the weather was kind of yucky, so no one wants to kind of really be involved with all that. So next week, we will return at 8 o'clock for late night QUARENTIME. But again, people ask, is it late night really at 8 o'clock? Well, Eastern time it's 9, and somewhere probably in Europe it's like the middle of the night, so it's late night there. And some of you are old souls and you like to go to bed early anyway. So not me. I still stay up till midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning every night. My family says that's not a big bold-faced lie. But anyways, and so we have some great things planned for you tonight. Let me give you another announcement that you would only hear here on Late Night QUARENTIME. I'm very excited to announce that Conclave's own Mason Brown is going to be leading the teaching tomorrow night for Conclave U that is found exclusively on Zoom. So if you're on Zoom tomorrow night at 6:30, Mason Brown's going to be leading the teaching for us tomorrow night. Also, Hancock taught last week. Wednesday night. My apologies. Wednesday night, not Tuesday. Wednesday night, Mason will be leading the teaching for us. Austin taught for us last week and did a really good job. We had a great discussion that we had with Austin last week. And so this week's going to be really good this Wednesday night with Mason Brown. So I hope that you will stay tuned and join us on Zoom. We've had great discussion every week and getting to see everyone. I hope that these times of our Zoom chats and coming to an end, even though I think we're going to still continue late night quarantine possibly, and we're going to do some Zooms pretty regular for those of our conclavian friends who are not able to join us physically each week. Maybe you live out of town at school or because of your job, and we're going to have a Zoom for you. So, but hopefully our online exclusive time is coming to an end very shortly, hopefully. Also, let me remind you that this Sunday our church is having a park and praise at 10 o'clock on Sunday morning. You're going to stay in your vehicle. We'll have a stage. We'll have the praise team. Pastor Jason will preach an exciting, engaging message. And so we'll all be together in our cars. And we'll have an FM transmitter so you'll be able to listen to the entire service as well as, of course, you'll be able to watch on the stage, but you'll be able to listen to the entire service on the FM transmitter. So that's this Sunday at 10 o'clock. So we are really excited about that. Of course, y'all know that this is just a very high production here. I mean, we spared no expense to put this show on. I mean, the budget is, gosh, the cost of coffee mugs is probably all that we have in it. I mean, we are pretty bare bones here, and so I'm going to need one of my production assistants to let me know when it's about 8:15 because I have no idea. Or my executive producer Michael Johnson, he'll let me know when it's 8:15. So we got a little time here. Well, let's talk about something else while we get ready. Let me give you a word of encouragement. So last week we put a video on Facebook, just on my personal Facebook. We put a video of Addie cooking, and Addie cooked gnocchi, and Lisa did all the video, and I was just there just to watch, and then I got to eat the end of it. And she made gnocchi, and it was really good. Anytime it's kind of a new kind of dish, I kind of turn my nose up, and Lisa kind of knows it, and usually I say, oh, that doesn't sound good, and then it ends up 99% of the time being delicious. Okay, 99. I mean, I have to reserve the right to still say I'm right on occasion. But it was really good. And I don't want to say that it was because of us, but I sure have seen a lot of cooking shows since a lot of Facebook and YouTube, Instagram, and Zoom. Everybody's wanting to do a cooking segment now. And I'm not saying my Addie started it, but I think she might be a trendsetter, okay? So I've seen lots of cooking things since then, and I think it's been a great idea to do while we're in this extra digital age, right? And I remember Michael, when he was little, he used to like to pretend to cook when he was real at preschool. And we had this chef's hat that he would wear, and I loved this chef's hat that Michael had. Now, let me tell you something, and he doesn't mind me saying this. Michael gets his large cranium from his dad. And I remember this little chef hat that Michael got when he was a little kid. Even at that time, it wouldn't fit the poor boy because it was made for like a normal head child, and it wouldn't fit him, and it's my fault, and then I blame my dad, so it wouldn't fit, right? But we've always liked those kind of things in our house, so we're pretty much trendsetters. So I'm going to give you a recipe. So you're saying, just because we're shut down doesn't mean that the church should be shut down, right? It doesn't mean that we shut down from being a Christian. It doesn't mean any of those things. And so I want to give you a recipe, some key ingredients that you need to have in your life as a Christian, right? So some key things. Now, when you eat something and something doesn't taste quite right. You know what I'm talking about? Where you say, oh, something's off, this was cooked too long, this has too much seasoning, and you kind of know what that's like. I don't have quite that palate. I pretty much just eat whatever's in front of me, and I eat it to an excess, unfortunately. So I don't really have it. But sometimes you can eat something and you just say, oh, that just does not taste right. And that's the case with a lot of people, and a lot of people that you run into, that you meet, and you say, something's just not right about that person, right? They maybe have anger issues, or maybe they just always feel like they're in a bad mood, and they always seem like there's nothing cheerful about them. And so I want to give you some key ingredients, and my executive producer, Michael's going to let me know when it's 8:15, so that we know how much time we have, executive producer. 6 minutes. Oh, plenty of time. I can preach a message and do altar call. Okay, so let me give you some key ingredients that you need to have in your recipe of being a Christian in a quarantine world. Okay? All right, so key ingredients of a recipe that you can have as a Christian in a quarantine world. Okay? So let me give you the first one. First thing is you need to offer grace. All right? You need to offer grace. Well, what does that mean, you need to offer grace, right? What that means is that sometimes as individuals, all of us need grace from time to time. We let people down. We don't show up when we're supposed to. We don't make the call when we're supposed to. There's lots of things that we do when we anger someone, we tell a lie, we talk to somebody, a girl or a guy when our friend likes them. We do all kind of things, and we let them down, and people get really upset at us. And what we need from those friends sometimes is grace. We need them to say, you know what, you don't deserve this. What you did was really wrong, but because I love you, I'm going to offer grace to you. Well, you know what? That same way that people offers grace to us, and ultimately the same way that God stretched out His grace and offered His grace for us, we didn't deserve it. We didn't deserve it, but He offered it because of what Jesus did for us, because of His love for us. We need to offer that grace to others, right? Don't put on your bitter hat. Don't put on your bitter hat. Don't do that. Don't say, no, I'm too good. No, offer grace to people. When they come to you and they say, hey, I know I did you wrong. I know we've been on the outs for a while, but will you forgive me? Don't hold on to that. Just say, yes, absolutely I will. I want to offer you grace just like grace was offered to me. Okay? So the first thing is grace. So I want you to offer grace. Have a recipe of grace. You'll be amazed at how many people that will just blow their minds when you say, no, I forgive you. I want to offer you grace. Say, hey, people mess up, right? And that will really show that there's something different about you in your recipe of life. So offer grace. Offer grace to people. Second is I want you to offer redemption. All right, now you say, well, that sounds the same thing. Let me tell you the difference, okay? A lot of people think that when they mess up in life, they think that there's no hope for them. They think that that's all there is, that there's no hope for people to move on. I want you to make sure people know. Maybe they don't need grace from you, but maybe you can give them a word of encouragement about redemption. Tell them, say, you know what? Say all is not lost for you. You can be redeemed. God can redeem things that's been undone. And so He can make all things new. Pastor Jason did an amazing message on that a few months ago about all things new. And so I want you to tell people, say, hey, you know what? Never let people know, never let people think that they've gone too far, that they can't be redeemed, that they can't be redeemed by loved ones and friends. And you can say, you know what, I have a redemption story. And you can tell them your story. So there's the second thing. Tell them. Just go out of your way and say, you know what, say redemption is possible for you because I know it was for me. So even if they don't need to come to you for grace, or they don't need to come to you for redemption, so to speak, let them know, encourage them, say, hey, all's not lost. Depression is really high in the world that we live in right now because people are isolated, they're alone, they're not used, especially people who like being around physically with people and being in the same area as other people. They feel really down and depressed, and so depression is high, alcoholism is high, and so that's kind of really prevalent. And so you imagine that recipe, if alcoholism is high and depression is high and and all those things are high, and yet you're also going in a situation where you feel like all is lost, there is no hope for you. You need to be someone and say, hey, you know what? Hey, it's not all lost for you. God has a plan for your life, and there you have an opportunity for redemption. Okay, so that's what I want you to do. I want you to offer grace, and I want you to offer redemption, and thirdly, finally, before we get ready for our special musical guest, Cashmere Williams, I want you to offer love. The Bible says that love covers a multitude of sins, doesn't it? The Bible says that people will know that we're Jesus' followers by what? If we love one another. That is counter to how our world is, right? Our world is not about that we love each other. We love the people that love us. We love the people that do good things for us, but we should love one another. Okay? So we are getting very close to our special guest. I'm going to introduce him, and then we're going to get ready for our video. Our special guest, and you're going to get him ready on the video man. Our special guest tonight, our first ever musical guest on Late Night Quarantime. His name, I'm going to talk really slow to my production team, my slick production team. His name is Cashmere Williams. He is the guitarist at Metropolitan Church. He also plays, he's a jazz musician. He plays all over the Birmingham area. I'm going to be doing some interviews with him in just a few moments. Then he's going to actually play a song for us. And so he's going to join us just for a second. So watch the screen. He'll be with us in just a moment. And there we all are. Hi. You're getting your moment of fame, Maddie. So when he pops up, you're gonna do like that right there. Mm-hmm. So here I am again, showbiz and all that, right? Huh? Oh, that's okay. That's okay. They can just be in the background, and Addie can. It's fine. Whatever. 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 So we'll get ready to watch. All right. So let's talk about, and my team will let me know when Kashmir is on. Let's go ahead and talk about tonight's late night quarantine king and queen. Okay. So let's get some nominations in while we wait. No, I don't. I don't need that. I don't need that. Uh, oh, you want to just shoot me and shoot? No, that's okay. So let's talk about some nominations. If you would like to nominate a late night quarantine king and queen, send those in. You can send them on YouTube. You can also send them in by Instagram. We would love to see your comments. It might be hard for us to see it on YouTube tonight. So if you have a nomination, if you have a nominee, be sure to send it in. Instagram would be very helpful, and we will read those aloud. So if we have any nominees for a king and queen, if you will let us know. And this is just stellar. Do we have any nominations, Lisa?
No, I think more people must be watching on YouTube.
Oh.
We don't have very many watchers on Instagram.
All of our YouTube friends. A lot of people want to do YouTube tonight. Oh, all right. Admit. Oh, there he is.
You're sideways.
Oh, he's sideways.
You're sideways. No. There he is.
Oh.
That's your phone.
All right.
There he is, but he's sideways.
All right. Let's see. Do I need to invert it?
Yeah, maybe so.
Okay. So let's see.
There he is. All right. There he is. Awesome. All right, well, Kashmir, we're so glad that you're on the show tonight.
Yes, sir.
So tell us kind of how long have you been playing just guitar? How long have you been playing?
I started playing the guitar when I was 7 years old, and I won my first talent show at 8 years old. So I've been playing. I'm 49 now, so I've been playing most of my life.
And I know that Metro is definitely not the only place that you play. So, I know you play. There's a place in Hoover that I see is advertised a lot. I know you're looking forward to being back there when things open back up. And so, what is it like for you being a Christian and and using your gifts for the Lord and playing in a secular world as well? What's that like?
Well, it's actually very awesome because I look at it as an opportunity to minister to people that possibly don't go to church at all. So it's if we're going to if we have Christians in the church, then they should be pretty safe. I think we need to get outside the comfort zone and meet people that don't go to church. So it gives me an opportunity to minister to people, and I enjoy it.
And I was telling them when the show went on, before you came on, I was telling people how I've been demanding, not really demanding, but I've been crying out for months and years. We need more Kashmir in our lives on the live feed, and so Pastor Andrew has added that GoPro that's over up there with you and Daniel. And I have heard so many people give so many good compliments. Have you enjoyed having your own personal little GoPro camera up there on Sunday mornings?
And the response has been really good. When I'm on stage at Metro, I don't think most people can see me because I'm so far, out of the stage spot. But that having the GoPro has really enhanced my social network. People actually want to friend me on Facebook and Instagram, so it has definitely had a positive impact.
And I know that you told me last week that you're working on a new project. What's that project all about?
Okay, well, the way that came about, I played a song for Easter last Sunday. I've been streaming live for about 6 weeks every Sunday, and I did it, and I got such a great response. I was like, you know what? I need to come out with a gospel CD with some praise and worship songs on it because it just, really good. I got really good feedback.
So have you? What will these be original songs, or will these be songs that are already out around and you're just putting your own flair to it?
Yeah, they will be actually probably some of the more popular praise and worship songs, along with I'm going to have probably three originals on there. Um, so the first five will probably be songs that we all know, like how great is our God, and things like that that people can relate to. First of all.
Well, if you're looking for some song suggestions, you have come to the right place, Cashier, because if anybody has their ear on the pulse of Christian music, it is me. So let me just give you a couple. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. All right. So the people are tired of hearing me talk. Kashmir has so kindly agreed to play a song for us tonight. I'm so excited about this. So wherever you're at your homes, in your car, please give a round of applause for Mr. Kashmir Williams.
All right, here we go. All right, that's a little piece of it.
Very nice. Great. Well, Kashmir, we appreciate you coming on tonight. Before you go, I wanted to let everybody know you have an opportunity where you can bless Kashmir. Of course, the opportunities that he has to play obviously has been cut basically down to zero, next to zero because of what's going on with COVID-19. So if you would like to bless Kashmir during this time, you can do that. He does on Venmo. It is Kashmir205. Is that right, Kashmir?
That's it.
Awesome. Well, we look forward to seeing you very soon, Sunday at Metro Kashmir, and then we'll save you a seat on the Conclave Row, and maybe one Sunday night you can join us for actual Conclave Live. How great would that be?
That'd be good. That'd be awesome.
Awesome. So thanks so much, Kashmir. We appreciate it.
All right, God bless you.
Bless you.
Bye-bye.
All right. So let's talk about tonight's king and queen of late night quarantine. All right. So I don't know if we can see, excuse me, the nominees on YouTube because of how we're streaming it tonight. So if you're watching it on Instagram, you can send that to me. If I'm not able to see, I hate to Usually we always announce it right here, but because I think most of our viewers tonight are on YouTube for some reason, which is awesome. So a lot of people are checking out our YouTube feed. But if you have any nominees for Late Night King and Queen, we would love to hear those. And Lisa can read those off to me if we have any nominees. Last week was Baylor and Sydney, and so we're so glad that they did. It was a tough running. We also Sabrina.
Sabrina nominated. We have Mason nominated. We have Evan nominated.
Okay. So we have Sabrina nominated. We have Mason Brown nominated. We have Evan nominated. I think Addie seconds the nomination for Mason.
Evan.
Or excuse me, for Evan.
Evan and Sabrina.
Evan and Sabrina. Well. How about that? Do we have any more nominees? Wouldn't that just be funny? I bet our YouTube people are really putting in for that one as well. Do we have any more, Miss Lisa? All right, now who did the on Instagram? Who did the first? Give me the first couple of nominations. Like who actually submitted those nominations?
All right, so Haley submitted Sabrina. Austin Hancock submitted Mason B. And then he submitted Evan.
Okay, all right.
And then we have Kristen also said Sabrina.
Okay. So we have 2 for Sabrina. Do we have any more girl nominees now? Also, if you would like to,
Evan is second.
yeah, Evan. We have a second because Addie nominated Evan. That's right. Oh, I'm telling you, this is gonna be an easy one for me. I mean, this is just gonna be too great. Yeah, all in favor say aye. Those opposed, the ayes carry it. So this week's Late Night Quarantine King and Queen will be Evan Garrett and Sabrina Lawley. Let's give them a hand. And then just because we have nothing but winners here, that means that tonight we will also, Mason Brown, we are going to award you with the first ever Late Night Quarantine coffee mug. So we will get that to you ASAP. So congratulations, Mason, for getting that we'll get that to you as soon as possible. That wraps up tonight's show. We'll be back with you next Sunday night for Late Night Quarantine with Clint. Hopefully we'll have another guest. Always improving, always going further. We spare no expense, except we spared lots of expense. But I do want to thank all my helpers for helping me tonight. Thanks for reviewing. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in, sharing the information. And we'll see you next week for Late Night Quarantine. What?
Do you want me to show what Mason won?
How can you do that?
I can try.
Okay. Lisa's going to try to show what Mason just won.
I think I did it.
Oh.
On Instagram.
On Instagram. On Instagram. So if you're on YouTube, you can't see it. But we'll put it on all of our social media for you to see it. All right, that does it for us tonight. We'll see you next week, Late Night Quarantine. Bye-bye.